UFC 319 DraftKings GPP strategy show. We built the optimal lineup last week on the show. I took that 150, I put it in the mini max. We cashed there. Members did it. Tons of optimals at DFS Army. Gonna try and do it again this week. Do me a favor. All you got to do for me, smash the like button, and let's go ahead and let's start building. Obviously, I use DFS Army. If you want to join DFS Army, link down in the description on YouTube. Check it out. But we're going to talk general strategy with whatever optimizer you are using to MME, mass multi-entry in on DraftKings. You have to be using an optimizer at this point. And that's what we're going to focus on here. So step one, let's go ahead and let's set our base rules here. My minimum salary is going to be $49,400 up to $50,000. I want to go to tournament mode, so not using the exact optimal projections. Projections are important. I'm going to stick with one unique. Randomization anywhere between probably like 1 and 9%. I think I did 5 last week. Let's go lucky 7 this week. 7% randomization, just so you're not getting only the optimal lineups. We're really basing this more on ownership plays anyway. Building. Oops, that was a weird typo. 150 lineups. And let's go ahead and any other rules, we'll start attacking along the way. For me, my strategy in GPPs, what you need to be doing is basing your decisions off of ownership. Do I want to be overweight? Do I want to be underweight? Do I want to be field weight? Am I fading this person? Am I locking them, etc., etc.? Am I locking the fight? It's not so much about picking 6 winners. It's about picking high upside spots. So I've done fight breakdowns already this week. Check out those videos. We did a cash game video. Check out that video. This is just for tournaments. High upside, want to end up on the optimal lineup here. And let's just go through. Let's just start making rules just like we did last week. Looks like top here we're on Carlos Prates and Jeff Neal. All right, this is a high into the distance prop fight. I likely want to be over on both these guys. A little bit higher ownership on Neal than I was expecting. I don't think this is – I want to be at least slightly over on both, and we're kind of going to see how things are going to work out. So I'll set to 30% here. Aaron Pico. So earlier in the week, I was real down on Pico. I've come up a little bit with some of the wrestling upside here. I am going to – I still want to be under on Pico because he's going to be really chalky. This minus 150 number, 35%, I think is actually going to be a little bit higher than that, honestly. I'm going to cap this out at like 25%, and I bet the optimizer is going to give me the full 25%, but I'll be just a little under. I'm going to see, I bet I end up under on Lerone Murphy despite picking him to win, but I'm not going to do anything with the optimizer yet. The way to do this is do a first pass and then start tweaking your exposures. By the way, don't over manipulate things on your first run. It should take you multiple runs. Michael Page, Jared Cannonier. Look, even if Page wins 14%, I want to be under on Page, like way under. I'm going to cap Page at 7%, and that might still be too high. I might take this down some. On the other hand, Cannonier is a dog I like. I want to be over on Cannonier. I think he's got value to win. And at 7,500, there are plenty of dogs I don't like. So I want minimum 20% Jared Cannonier to get over, and I'll see what the tool gives me, and we'll start playing from there. Oleg Jacek, Mearshart. This is a fight. This fight in the main event, I think I wanted every single one of my lineups. So with this, to me, what this comes down to is I'm going to be overweight to both guys. I'm picking GM3. We're at 23%. I'm going to round it up to 25%. I think I want double the field. So if I do 50-50, I'm going to be over on Oleg Jacek, over on Mearshart. A lot of leverage on Mearshart. It is one of the riskier spots. But again, GPPs, we got to take a stand. Like last week, we ended up 95% Fluffy Hernandez. That's why we won the tournament. I'm going to take a stand, go double field on Gerald Mearshart. Bangsagor Susarkov, I can't say his name yet. It was just on Contender Series. 45% high, like real high. I do think he wins. I'm going to cap Eric Nolan at 10%. I don't want to be really over the field. I'm not going to set a minimum. Actually, I am, because otherwise I'm going to get none. And I want a couple shares here just in case. I want at least 4%. I'm going to see what the tool gives us here. It's one of the ones like Murphy. I'm going to kind of wait and see what our first run gives us. Alibi, I love Alibi this week. I think he gets especially lost with the Suskarayev ownership. I want to be over. I'm going to go at least 30%. I want to be at least 10% over the field. Joseph Morales, opposite here. I want 5%, and I might even take that down tops. Way under on Morales. Barbosa, I do want. So this is a fight where I'm on the Barbosa side. I think Close has got real limited upside here. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm going to cut this down to like 10%. I want to be field or over on Barbosa. We'll go 18. And it just, you can have different takes than me. Clearly, this is my strategy guide here. But this is the process you should be going through. Every once in a while, I want to stop and point out process is even more important than the fight picks. Because there have been weeks where I get a lot of this, I get cards wrong. But you build correctly, and I still will pop off for the optimal. Chase Hooper, 26%. This has gotten a little bit rough with Alibi and Suskaraev up there. I'm going to leave this and see how much Chase Hooper we get. I don't think I want any more than 40% Chase Hooper. I don't think he'll give us that much, but we will see. Alexander Hernandez, 26% Alexander Hernandez. I don't like this upset. I don't think he wins. I'm gonna take this is a stand I'm taking. I want no more than 10% Alexander Hernandez. Loopy is somebody I like. I want to be over on Loopy, 22%. I want to be at least 30 on Loopy. That's kind of one of my standout spots here. I don't get. Is everybody really picking Andrade? I think this is a rough matchup. 41%. I'm definitely under this number, and I'm probably going to take a stand here and go like 15%. I don't like Jessica Andrade this week. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'll be under. Even if she wins, I think it's striking. Yeah, she's got some volume. 7,800 is not a great price. Yeah. All right, main event. Let's skip the main event. We'll go back to it in a second. Karine Silva, Dione Barbosa. I want to be over on Karine, so we'll go 20% here. I realize I think I'm ending up saying I want to be over on a lot of the favorites here. I'm going to sort by salary in a second. See what we're working with. Dione, I don't like this play. It's one I'm going to leave. See what the tool gives us here. Kaya Sakura. I think he's got some sneaky upside here. I'll be 30% Kai and half the field on Tim Elliott. Probably even a little bit less than that. So I wonder if I'm going to have enough dogs here. We might get an error spit back on us, except I'm way over on Cannonier, and I'm also going to be way over on Dricus du Plessis. Reason being, look, 50%, 21%. I'm picking Dricus to win. I want all of this fight too. The question is, how much Dricus do I want? I think I'm going to go the same way here in that if I get 2.5 times the field on Dricus, that's a lot. I may, even though I'm picking Dricus, this is one of those that's interesting. I'm picking Dricus, but I'm still going to play more Chimaev because I get double field ownership advantage on Dricus at 40%. And just run back 60, and no matter who wins, I got leverage on the field. I'm just taking more leverage on Dricus du Plessis. Now, let's do our first run and see if we have caused any kind of optimizer seizure here. First run in the books. Let's see. 69% Suskaraev. That's a lot. He's striking based. He's got to get the first round finish. He's so high owned. That's too much. Let's see what else we're doing here. Jeff Neal, 45%. That's where a lot of that ownership is. For the other guys I'm going to be under on. I don't think I love that. I still think Praches wins. I think I want to cap my Neal ownership at like 35%. Nah. 37. Cut a little bit off. Kale good. Loopy good. I'm over. Alibi over. Giving me 30% Cannonier. Fine with that. Carini's putting me slightly over. Barbosa slightly over. Praches. It's not giving me enough Carlos Praches. And that's probably because I had too much Neal. It's got me down on Andrade, not as much as I want, but I understand that I don't like a ton of dogs this week, especially with Ruzaboyev leaving. That really kind of hurts my build process. Everything else, I think I'm relatively okay with. Way under on Michael Page. If he burns me, he burns me. My other big thing here is it's got me way under on Pico. I might be just on the field willing to go with a little bit more Aaron Pico. Try and bump that up a little bit. It's got me too far under on Asakura or Praches. And I think I need to give some of that Suskarayev ownership back. That's really where this is coming from. So 45%. It's going to be so damn popular. I don't think I want more than 50. Let's do another run here. I'd rather get some, less chops. Chimaev 59% over. Oleksiejczuk over. What does that give me for GM3 though? $42. It looks like, so I got 4 lineups without either of them. I think I need to be really clear here. I'm going to go, but I'm going to make a specific rule that I want exactly one of in the main event. It's just ensuring that I'm going to be all in of Chimaev and Dricus, and we're going to add this rule for all lineups. And then same thing, I'm going to add this rule of Mearshart. So there's 2 fights I'm all in on. Mearshart and... Okay, and again, these are risky plays, but if you want to win tournaments, you got to take big swing, guys. So that is 2 rules. We'll run again and see how close we can get here. All right, Chimaev 59% over. Oleksiejczuk over. Still got double the field on Mearshart. Like it. Suskarayev right on the field now. I like that better. Double field on Dricus. Over on Cannonier. Over on Loopy. Over on Neal based on the fight. I'm fine with that. But where is Praches? Right on field with Praches. I'm okay with this because while I like the fight, to strike, if it's Praches based on his price, kind of needs first round with all the other killers in his range. I'm okay with this. Over on Alibi, over Loopy. Field on Kai, I can't get over on everybody like I want. Little over on Carini. Got half the field on Pico, so still a stand, but it won't crush me. What I don't like right now is I'm getting more Dione Barbosa than I would like. I'm appropriately under the field on Andrade. And everybody else I want to be down on. Double field on Dione. If I cap this at like 12, I get 5% back elsewhere, as long as it doesn't jack up. Little tweaks like this. We're in the small tweak phase here. Still over on Chimaev, Oleksiejczuk. I'm just making sure nothing crazy happened. I got a little more Suskarayev on this run. Dricus over, Cannonier over, Loopy over. Same situation here. Neal. Probably a little more than I want, but I think that's okay. Idris. Field on Kai. Field on Carini. Way under on Andrade. Don't love that I'm not getting. I wish. I'm under on Hooper. I got an appropriate amount of Barboza. Laurel Murphy is fine that I'm under because I take him to win. I'm not sure he scores well. I'm good with all of this. Now what's sticking out to me at the moment is I'm really under on Chase Hooper. But before I start dicking around in there, in the salary, where's it going to end up? I have more. I don't think I can give anybody else up. I think I'm inadvertently under on Chase Hooper, although I think the more I look at it, I think it's too much Suskarayev in this matchup and at this price. Risky. I think I can give 10% back, be slightly under the field, and force myself to get at least a field weight on Chase. And it's a little bit too much field weight, but we'll show the stands I'm taking in a second. And the stands are really Mearshart double field, Dricus double field, Cannonier double field. Those are the big ones. And then over on Alibi, kind of field weight on the rest of the high price guys, which is fine. under on Pico, way under on Elliot Hernandez. Yeah, I'm kind of what this has turned into is let me really target my dogs I think you can break the slate, which is Drekus, GM3, Cannoneer, and then just kind of field weight, slight tweak the rest of the favorites. And that's the strategy we're going to end up rolling with this week. This is what I am going to roll in at least the mini max. Hope you guys like the content. Let me know what you think, where I messed up, where you have any questions. Hit the like button, drop a comment. That's the GPP strategy build. Again, we're trying to hit the optimal for a second week in a row. You saw my thought process. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Good luck. See you next time.